Have you ever wondered if the stories you see on screen are just stories? Or is there something more, something deeper, pulling the strings from behind the curtain? What if I told you that for decades, a powerful clandestine organization has been shaping the very fabric of our culture? The movies we love, the music we listen to, even the news we trust? Welcome to the shadowy world where Hollywood glamour meets Langley's secrets. This is the story of the CIA's hidden war for your mind. It all starts in the thick of the Cold War. The year is 1950. The world is a chessboard, and the US and the Soviet Union are the two grandmasters. Every move is calculated. Every piece has a purpose. The CIA, America's newly formed intelligence agency, realizes that military might alone won't win this ideological battle. They need to win hearts and minds, not just on foreign soil, but at home. And so, a covert operation is born, one so audacious, its full extent is still debated today. Operation Mockingbird. The mission was simple, yet profound. Infiltrate the media. The CIA began to secretly recruit hundreds of journalists and civic leaders. These weren't just low-level reporters. We're talking about influential figures at some of the most respected publications in the world. The New York Times, Time Magazine, CBS News, they all had assets on the payroll. These journalists provided intelligence, but more importantly, they planted stories. They pushed narratives favorable to US foreign policy and suppressed those that weren't. Imagine reading the morning paper, believing you're getting the unvarnished truth, when in reality the story was crafted in a Langley office to sway your opinion on a foreign election or a covert military action. It wasn't just bias, it was a systematic weaponization of information. The truth was no longer reported, it was manufactured. But newspapers and news broadcasts were just the beginning. The CIA quickly understood that the most powerful form of propaganda isn't the one you recognize. It's the one you consume as entertainment. And what's the biggest entertainment machine on the planet? Hollywood. The silver screen became the new frontier. The relationship between the CIA and Hollywood isn't a conspiracy theory, it's a well-documented partnership. For decades, the agency has maintained an official liaison office dedicated to working with filmmakers. Think about some of the biggest espionage thrillers you've seen. Films like Argo, which depicts the daring rescue of American diplomats from Iran, or Zero Dark 30, the intense chronicle of the hunt for Osama bin Laden. Both of these blockbusters received significant input from the CIA. The official line is that they provide consultation to ensure accuracy. But declassified documents and insider accounts tell a different story. It's not just about getting the details right. It's about shaping the narrative. The agency gets a say in the script, ensuring their portrayal is heroic, competent, and justified. In exchange for access to military hardware, exotic locations, and inside information, filmmakers present a version of events that aligns with the agency's public image. It's a trade, access, for narrative control. They are crafting a mythology, painting a picture of an infallible organization protecting the world from shadows, while the messier, more morally ambiguous parts of their work are conveniently left on the cutting room floor. You leave the theater feeling a sense of patriotic pride, never realizing that the story you just consumed was, in part, a sophisticated piece of public relations. The agency's cultural influence didn't stop at film. It extended into the vibrant, rebellious world of music. During the Cold War, the CIA saw modern art and music, particularly jazz, as a powerful ideological weapon. They secretly funded international tours for jazz legends like Louis Armstrong and Dizzy Gillespie. The goal? To showcase American freedom and cultural vibrancy as a stark contrast to the rigid state-controlled art of the Soviet Union. These musicians became unwitting cultural ambassadors, their improvisational genius serving as a symbol of American democracy. They were promoting freedom, but the hand promoting them was hidden. At the same time, the agency was also monitoring artists they deemed subversive. During the counterculture movement of the 1960s and 70s, musicians who were critical of the government or the Vietnam War found themselves under surveillance. People like John Lennon were actively monitored by the FBI at the CIA's behest. Their lyrics were analyzed, their movements were tracked, and their influence was seen as a potential threat to national security. So while one hand was promoting culture, the other was attempting to control it. Freedom of expression was celebrated, but only when it served the right purpose. The message was clear. Culture was another battlefield, and every note, every lyric, could be either a tool or a threat. So where does that leave us today? Has this all been relegated to the history books? Far from it. The methods have just become more sophisticated. The lines have blurred even further. The CIA's Entertainment Liaison Office is more active than ever. But it's not just about movies anymore. They've expanded their reach into television shows, video games, and even reality TV. The popular show, The Amazing Race, once featured a challenge where contestants practiced CIA dead drop techniques. It's fun, it's exciting, and it normalizes the clandestine world, framing it as a game. What's even more fascinating is who the agency is recruiting now. They aren't just looking for spies, they're looking for storytellers. Declassified reports have shown the CIA has actively sought to recruit creatives, magicians to learn about deception and misdirection, illusionists to understand perception, even actors and screenwriters to help them craft more believable cover stories for their agents. They understand that the nature of modern warfare is about perception. It's about building a reality. The person who tells the best story wins. This is what some analysts call perception architecture. It's the idea that you can construct a person's understanding of the world without them ever knowing it. By subtly influencing the stories we consume every day, from a blockbuster film about a drone strike to a video game where you play as a special forces operative, they are shaping our attitudes towards war, technology, surveillance, and what it means to be a bad guy. It's no longer about a single planted news story. It's about creating a whole ecosystem of information and entertainment that reinforces a particular worldview. The scary part is how seamless it is. We are living in the most media-saturated environment in human history. We stream our shows, follow our favorite creators, and share memes without a second thought. We trust the stories we're told because they are entertaining and emotionally resonant. But we rarely stop to ask, who is telling this story, and why? What fingerprints have been left on this narrative? The modern battlefield for your mind isn't a newspaper or a radio broadcast. It's your Netflix queue. It's your TikTok feed. It's the podcast you listen to on your commute. The influence is subtle, pervasive, and incredibly powerful. So, the next time you sit down to watch a spy thriller or a military drama, look a little closer. Ask yourself what message is being sent. Is it a story about heroism, or is it a carefully constructed piece of public relations? Is it entertainment, or is it engineering? The truth isn't always hidden in classified documents. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight on the biggest screens in the world. The greatest trick the puppet master ever pulled was convincing you there are no strings. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive. If this sparked something in you, if you want to keep pulling back the curtain on the hidden forces that shape our world, then make sure to follow and subscribe. There's so much more to uncover, and our journey is just beginning. Stay curious.